I'm dying.
Look, if you'd like me to leave.
No. I'm too tired to go to sleep. I just keep thinking if I can relax, I'm going to sit here and not move.
Well, we can take some satisfaction, and it was a job well done.
Mm-hmm. I think we were lucky.
Yeah.
Didn't lose anybody. I don't know about that crushed chest, but Melville seemed to think he had a good chance.
I can't wait any longer. I'm going to call you. Yeah, this is Dr. Weber. I'm trying to locate Dr. Jeff Weber. He's coming up there to see his wife. Could you connect me, please? Thank you.
Patient lounge. Dr. Weber? Yes, he's right here. Just a moment, please.
Thank you.
On for you.
Yeah. I'm worried about you. I want to check and see how you're doing.
Well, so far all I've done is wait. I've had a hard time convincing the nurses and Dr. Nelson to let me see Heather this early in the morning.
Are you going to get to see her?
Yeah, I finally persuaded Nelson to give me permission. They've called her. I'm just waiting for her to get dressed and come on down. Listen, did you get all the accident victims taken care of?
Yeah, we didn't lose a one.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Listen, don't forget, you have to get an expert opinion on those sets of footprints before you can be sure that it's PJ. Stephen Lawrence.
Yeah, I know. But I am sure, Rick, believe me.
You confront Heather with this kind of news, and if it isn't true, that could be very traumatic on her.
Oh, trauma be damned. Diana convinced me that Heather's faking her amnesia and that she's known for years that PJ is my son. Now, this time I'm going to get it out of her.
Just go easy for me. That's all I'm asking. Okay?
Yeah.
Heather, you are taking so long.
I know that. I just want to make sure I look very pretty for Jeff today.
But the nurse said it was some kind of a family emergency. Don't you want to know what the emergency is?
I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. How are you feeling this morning?
Groggy. And those nightmares I had when I woke up and found out you were gone, they just don't seem to go away.
Well, Sarah, if those are the worst nightmares you ever had, I'd say you're in pretty good shape.
They were very bad. You don't know. You weren't there.
That's right. I was here. That's what's so silly about it. Look, since you're dressed and everything, why don't you go down to the patient lounge and tell Jeff that I'm ready and that I'm hurrying and I'll be down soon.
All right. But you're not really not hurrying.
Yes, I am. I am now. Go on. Scoot.
Sarah, good morning. Where's Heather?
She sent me ahead to tell you that she's hurrying and she'll be here any minute.
Great, thanks.
Jeff, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure, what?
What are you doing here so early in the morning?
Because, Sarah, I have to have a very, very private talk with Heather. It's important. If you don't mind.
Oh, no, it's all right. I understand. It's private.
Hello, Jeff.
Heather?
They said you were here because of some kind of family emergency. Is it my mother?
No. It's Diana. I've been to see her, Heather. I know everything.
You mean you know everything? What are you talking about?
Heather, come on, let's not play games, all right? You know perfectly well.
Jeff, don't torment me this way. Please tell me. I don't know.
Look, will you stop pretending like that? I know you've been faking the amnesia, so just stop it, all right?
Faking?
Yeah, faking it. Diana had me over for dinner last night. She told me the whole story. All of it.
What does Diana know about it? She's not a doctor. How could she know about my amnesia or my illness? Have you talked to Dr. Nelson?
Look, I'm not just talking about the amnesia. Diana had a copy of PJ's footprints taken when he was born. She gave them to me. I took him over to General Hospital, compared him to our sons. You might remember him. Heather, they matched. But then, of course, that wouldn't be surprising to you, would it? You know perfectly well they would have matched.
I don't know anything of the kind. Are you saying that PJ is Stephen Lars? I don't believe it.
Oh, will you stop it? That's not even a good try anymore. I mean, the act isn't convincing anymore, Heather. Just a minute. Now, you've known the truth for an awful long time, for years, and you never told me. It's kind of hard for me to understand what kind of a person could do that to anyone, let alone do it to someone you supposedly love. Heather, you knew how much that baby meant to me. You knew how desperately I wanted him, how hard I tried to find him.
I wanted him too. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think when you came back from New York, you knew exactly what had happened. Heather, you didn't believe that he had died the way you kept pretending.
I don't know anything. I don't remember anything.
No, of course not. You're as innocent as they come, aren't you? Well, Heather, to me, you're nothing but a monster. And you can stop hiding behind this damn doll. You can't hide from me anymore, not anymore.
You're being so cruel to me, Jeff.
Well, it's nothing compared to what you've been to me, Heather. Well, I'm sorry. It's all over. Now you're going to tell me the truth.
All right, just tell me once again so I'm sure I'm remembering it accurately.
Jeff is going to get Heather to admit it one way or another.
Well, I tell you, I think he's really jumping the gun on this. He doesn't have any kind of proof that PJ is Stephen Lars, and he certainly doesn't have any kind of proof that Heather's been faking amnesia.
I know that, but he says he's going to get Heather to admit it. Diana has him convinced.
His being convinced is not evidence.
Yeah. Now, we're just going to have to wait until we can get an expert to go over those prints. Now, that'll settle it one way or another.
Oh, wait a minute, I have an idea.
What?
About if I asked Bert Ramsey if he can help us find some kind of an expert.
You mean on the prints?
Yeah, the police department has the best experts that there are in all kinds of prints.
Well, that sounds logical to me. That would be the place to turn.
And if you like, I could call him right now, and then we'd know one way or the other if he can help us.
Honestly, isn't it a bit early in the morning to call him?
Oh, no. He's the police officer. They're worse than doctors. They're used to being called at all hours.
Well, being used to and accustomed to that doesn't mean that he necessarily likes it. Besides, it's usually on police business.
Okay,
Right?
this is an emergency. I will tell him that, and I'm sure he'll understand.
Oh, I'm not saying, Leslie, that he would probably jump to do it for you. I mean, he acts like putty in your hands.
I realize that you think that Bert and I are just this side of a flaming romance, but that's all in your imagination. We're only good friends.
Does Bert know that?
I don't have the slightest idea.
Well, are you about to tell him?
And spoil all his fun?
Let me have my doll back. I want her so much.
Oh, Heather, will you stop it? Just stop it. You don't care about dolls.
That's all I do. I'd be lost without her.
All right, fine. You got what you wanted. You want to start telling me what I want to hear?
I can't tell you something I don't know.
Dr. Weber, we have certain rules and regulations here, and I simply cannot allow you to disturb a patient like this.
Listen, you want to do your best to just stay out of this?
No, I won't. I mean, I can't believe that you, a doctor yourself, can come in here, a sanitarium like this, and cause such upheaval. I'm sure Dr. Nelson did not give you permission to bully her like this, or to make her cry.
Listen, I know exactly what I'm doing, nurse. This is strictly between my wife and myself.
In that case, I'm going to have to contact my supervisor.
Fine, you do just that. Now, are you going to tell me? Or am I going to have to shake it out of you?
Jeff, I'm innocent. I haven't done any of those things you accused me of. Or if I have, I don't remember them. Don't hate me for not remembering.
Oh, this is impossible. I cannot stand by and be a party to this sort of thing.
Then don't! Go on back to your desk.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Dr. Nelson right now.
Fine. Now, you listen to me. I'm not fooled by this act of injured innocence anymore. You may have been able to fool everybody around here, but not me. Lady, I've been deceived by you for the last time. I know now that Cal Jameson was telling me the truth just before he died.
I don't know any Cal Jameson.
Oh, yes, you do. Let me tell you something, Heather. Before I'm finished, I'm going to know the whole story. And I'm going to hear it from you.
Dr. Nelson, I'm sorry we have to bother you again, but I have a situation on my hands that I simply can't deal with.
All right, Miss Watkins, what is it?
It's Dr. Weber. He's upsetting Heather terribly. I've asked him to stop, but he just said I should mind my own business.
What's Heather doing now?
She's crying, and he keeps going on and on at her about whatever it is. Oh, I don't know what to do. He doesn't listen to a word I say.
All right, I'll get dressed and come right over. Now listen, meanwhile, call security and tell them to get Dr. Weber out of there.
Oh, that would be wonderful. And Bert, thank you for being so patient with me. Yes, I know. Okay. We'll see you in a little while, or at least as soon as Jeff gets back here. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Well, he's being wonderful about it.
Well, I'm sure he would be. What did he say?
He's going to get the best expert that there is, and we're all going to meet in Bert's office as soon as Jeff gets back here with the prints.
What did he say when you asked him how positive the identification would be from the print?
He said if we have both prints, they can definitely tell us if it's the same child.
Wow. I wonder if Bert would cut through all this red tape for anyone else.
He's always been very good to us. Would you like some more hot chocolate?
Yes, I think I better. This is going to be a long, rough morning. Of course, in a way, it would be wonderful. Jeff would have finally found his son.
Mm-hmm. And terrible for Diana, if it is, and Jeff takes him away from her. Do you think he would do that?
Leslie, if it is his son, he has that right.
I'm not talking about rights. I'm talking about doing that to somebody, because it would truly break her heart.
Leslie, I don't want to voice an opinion on that. I think that's going to be something that the two attorneys will have to decide. I'm sure that's how it'll end up. So why don't we cross that bridge when we get to it, okay?